Hey, what's up, everybody? Jazzbro Gonzo here. Another episode of What's Next. Happy Friday. TGIF. End of a long week. Woo. All right. Women's History Month. Yesterday was the final day of Women's History Month. As we look back in history, there are always firsts. You have the first woman to be on the Supreme Court, Sandra Day O'Connor. You have the first woman in space, Sally Ride. You have the first Prime Minister of the UK, Margaret Thatcher. Legend. You have the first Prime Minister of Israel, Golda Meir. You have the women's suffrage movement, of course, Sojourner Truth, Susan B. Anthony. You have the first vice presidential candidate of the United States, Democrat Geraldine Ferraro. The first Republican woman, and that would be Sarah Palin. And then sadly and pathetically, I have to mention this, the most unqualified and incompetent vice president in history who happens to be a woman, I think, that is one Kamala Knee Pads Harris. Ask Willie Brown. But with all these accomplishments that women have done, say in the past 100 years, on the final day, at the end of the month, of Women's History Month, leave it to one dementia-riddled old man, Joe Biden, to erase that all with one stroke of the pen and says, yeah, you women need to take a step back because here come the trannies. Wow. Let's take a look. This comes out of the Washington Times. Biden's take on hateful red state bills, transgender day of visibility. Yes, that was just made up moments ago. The White House pulled out the stops for International Transgender Day, Women's Day visibility. Yes, made up. Announcing administrative changes and firing a warning shot at Republican-led states, fighting the gender identity agenda on healthcare, education, and women's sports. The Dementia administration herald the coming of X-gender option in U.S. passports. Again, made up just moments ago. Flew the made-up pink, white, and blue tranny flags outside the Department of Health and Human Services. Biden's dementia celebrated with a video message telling tranny people that we have your back. Yes, we have your hairy backs. And slamming, he called hateful bills moving through red state legislatures. We know it's hard when there are those who don't see you and don't respect you, Dementia said. For example, onslaught of anti-transgender state laws attacking you and your families is simply wrong. Yes, groomings. Yes, we have to continue to push those things. Administration is standing up for you against all these, quote, hateful bills. Despite his opposition, such bills enjoyed a banner week. Florida Governor Ron Macho Man DeSantis kicked it off Monday by signing the Parental Rights Education Bill, which prohibits schools from teaching about, yes, the alphabet community and its grooming tactics through K through third grade. On Wednesday, Republican governors in Arizona, Oklahoma signed similar bills, barring male-born athletes to participate in female sports. Yes, sports by birth laws, bringing the tally to 14 states and growing. A number of other states are going through committee. There's legislators are going through committee as we speak. Arizona's Governor Doug Ducey signed a legislature banning gender reassignment surgeries for anyone under the age of 18. Should be a lot. Well, under the age of 18, yeah, that works. Let's see. Quote, the reason is simple and common sense. This is a decision that would dramatically affect the rest of an individual's life, including the ability of an individual to become a biological parent later in life. You're the dementia boy himself.
To everyone celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility, I want you to know that your president sees you. Jill, Kamala, Doug, our entire administration sees you for who you are.
Oh, Doug just happens to be the second first dude. Support.
But we know it's hard when there are those out there who don't see you and don't respect you. For example, the onslaught of anti-transgender state laws attacking you and your families is simply wrong. This administration is standing up for you against all these hateful bills. And we're committed to advancing transgender equality in the classroom, on the playing field, at work, in our military, in our housing and healthcare systems, everywhere. simply everywhere. Today, we're announcing even more steps, but there's always more work to do to end the epidemic of violence against transgender women of color and girls of color, to ensure transgender seniors can age with dignity, and to finally pass a bipartisan Equality Act, to help transgender persons around the world live free from discrimination and violence. Above all, to be there with you. To parents of transgender children, affirming your child's identity is one of the most powerful things you can do to keep them safe and healthy. To any transgender American who's struggling, please know that you're not alone. To parents and children alike, please ask for help and know this: you're so brave, you belong, and we have your back.
Inclusion.
God bless you all. Be brave.
All right, none of that clownery, but let's go to even more clownery as we celebrate the Transgender Day of Visibility. Now, let's make it very clear, ladies and gentlemen, that the people that I'm going to show you right now all suffer from a severe mental illness and sadly have done things to their bodies and to their minds that may be irreversible. Let's take a look. The Wachowski brothers. Still, the Wachowski brothers, you know. Matrix fame. Some guy named Cox. Yeah, that's a dude. That is also a guy. Yes, that is also a guy. Yes, Ellen Page. That is Ellen Page, not Elliot Page. And of course, we have Richard Levine, the first admiral. Oh my gosh, the comedy. My thoughts with this quickly. I could have did a much longer video because there were a number of quote-unquote firsts. And also, breaking news for those who don't know, one Bruce Jenner, a.k.a. Caitlyn Jenner, was just signed on by Fox as a news contributor. So, yeah, the comedy just continues to roll out. But with everything the aforementioned, this is sad and pathetic that you have those suffering from a mental illness who are celebrated, you know, waving pom-poms, doing handstands, cartwheels, jumping around like they hit the lottery, that they won the Super Bowl. It's pathetic and it's absolutely sad. And for Dementia Boy to give credence to 0.3% of the population with a 4-to-1 suicidal rate versus the national average says pretty much all you need to know. But this is what happens when you have woke bullshit, when you have identity politics bullshit take forefront over the many pressing needs that we have in this country. From the outrageousness that is the southern border, over 2 million illegals flooding into this country, to a weakened military because, you know, we have to worry about our white rage, to the high gas prices, the high food prices, the stupidity of killing off our natural resources, Keystone Pipeline bill, anyone? All for the sake of wokeness. Sadly, this is what happened on the final day of celebrating Women's History Month. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.